My name is Fred Minix. I'm 26. I went to high school in Eldon, Missouri. Live here in Columbia though for the past, 6 years I think. And then at night do stand-up comedy, and in the daytime, literally more just like oddball jobs to try to do as much stand-up comedy as possible. So having 8 to 5 is kind of hard when you do that. So mostly work for my buddies and my parents and stuff like that when they need help, and then do shows though at night. That's mostly what happens. Okay, I actually majored in theater at the University of Missouri, but I had a couple buddies who in my theater classes did stand-up, and they got me more interested, but I was really afraid actually to get up on stage at first because I really like acting, and I never had a problem with doing stage acting. But the idea of just alone up there, no one to depend on, kind of weirded me out. So I waited actually 3 years after they told me to do it to start, and the day after my birthday, it was my birthday present to myself. I'm like, I gotta get on stage, just do it. And then, so the day after my birthday was the first time when I turned 25, so it's almost coming up on 2 years now though. But that's, yeah, just a bunch of pressure basically from my friends pushed me into it. And then I was like, okay. And then when I got up there and did it though, I just loved it so much that it's just been constant after that. Just exactly kind of what I wanted and what I was looking for, and so. Probably honestly making a person laugh, just because when you're just in a room full of people laughing, it just makes me personally feel really good. It's just I got to do this for people. You could see somebody having the worst day ever, and you can turn it all around by just allowing them to smile for a couple minutes. It just makes it all better. It's really cool to be able to come in and do something like that and just affect so many people in just a couple minutes. That's what brings the most joy out for me, honestly. It is crazy actually. Some nights are really cool because you have your good shows, and so when you perform, the audience loves you, and then so afterwards you get to hang out with them, and people come up and congratulate you. Or you have the exact opposite. You have a bad show, and especially if you have hecklers in the audience, it makes it real hard because people just yell up at you. And so if you let those people break you, afterwards the audience just it falls apart, and then you're just the loneliest person up there on stage. But try to avoid those moments. So I guess it really depends night to night. Some nights it's really cool, other nights it's one of the scariest jobs you could have. Networking is the biggest thing that you want to do. As soon as you have one show, you want to become friends with all those comics. Try to become friends, try to exchange numbers, and that way it builds up your networking, because sometimes they'll go back to their hometown and they'll have a show and they need a couple more people, so then they'll call you. And so you can get shows like that, or if you make friends again, join a forum, try and get in a social atmosphere basically. And then a lot of comics, then if you can do that, will just post shows coming up, hey guys, here's a show that I've heard of, if you guys want to try out for it here. And so you can have more list stuff like that, but also call around and email places yourself. That's a big thing to do. Basically you want to network yourself, and so you'll just send your headshot and some video content out to all these other bar owners and stuff like that, and then try to just spread your word. And then sometimes they'll be like, oh yeah, that's awesome, and other times you don't ever get a response. But that's basically how you do it. Just keep grinding and keep sending your info out, and just keep trying to talk as much people as possible, and it'll start happening. It takes a minute, but it'll start happening. I think when you see the audience going away from you, starting to turn sour, not laughing, it's that moment. Trying to make yourself not just give up, not just be like, well, I suck tonight, see you guys later. You know what I mean? It's just taking a hold of that moment and then still having the ability to turn it around. And that, for me, is the biggest challenge. Because, some nights people show up, and just because they're at a comedy show doesn't mean they're ready to laugh. And with me, I always get put towards the beginning because I have a lot of energy. So a lot of my friends will put me as the opener. And so that has its own challenges, because you're getting up there and it's a fresh room. People are just sitting down, maybe had a beer or maybe just got there, and you're just trying to instantly make somebody laugh. And it's just pretty hard because you have to capture their attention first, get them on your page, and then be able to explain your story to them. And just those couple minutes are a little tasking at times. You just got to be assertive, and if you know you love something, you want to do it. I mean, especially with comedy. Comedy is such a huge thing because, you know, it's just, you can go there and somebody's going to make you laugh. It's amazing. And then, so you know it's a trait that people are always going to be looking for, you know what I mean? So it's just matching up who wants to see it and how can you benefit, you know what I mean? Like, so that, it's basically drive. Like, it's almost the most independent business ever because the only way you're going to get paid is if you work hard, you know what I mean? And you get to be able to do shows that are paying and all that. But I mean, at the beginning it was hard. It's just one of those things, how much do you love it? And, you know, if you are truly doing something you love.